You wake up every morning chained to the same invisible prison, your bad habits devouring years of your life while you pretend tomorrow will be different. A Harvard study tracking 10,000 adults over 12 years found that 92% of people remain trapped in the exact same destructive loops they swore to escape a decade earlier. But imagine wielding one ancient Japanese system that shatters those chains forever, forged by the undefeated samurai who faced death 60 times and never lost. Miyamoto Musashi's path doesn't just break habits, it rewires your soul into a weapon of unbreakable will. But there's a catch. This system demands you confront the coward staring back in the mirror, or it will crush you before you even begin. Most will watch this video, nod their heads, and change nothing. They'll collect the wisdom like decorative swords, pretty to look at, never swung in battle. The question is, are you one of them? Or are you ready to bleed for your transformation? Smash subscribe and comment the one bad habit you're eliminating today. Let's forge your legend together. This isn't motivation, it's a declaration of war against the weakest version of yourself. Write it down. Make it real. Let the algorithm witness your commitment, because words without action are just noise from a dying warrior. You are Alex, 32, senior marketing manager in Chicago, pulling 80-hour weeks while your dreams rot in a graveyard of half-finished side hustles. Every night you collapse into bed swearing you'll wake at 5 a.m. to write that book, hit the gym, cut the doom scrolling, but the alarm screams and you slap snooze, drowning in coffee and excuses. Your phone glows with 4 hours of mindless reels. Your body softens under fluorescent lights. Your bank account leaks on takeout because cooking takes too long. You've tried every app, every 30-day challenge, every viral hack, yet here you are, same weight, same debt, same hollow stare in the mirror. The loop is merciless. Promise, fail, numb, repeat. Monday you're a warrior with a new productivity system. By Wednesday you're negotiating with yourself. Just one episode becomes 4. Friday you're ordering DoorDash at midnight, scrolling through lives you'll never live. Sunday night the guilt crushes you, and you make the same promises you made last Sunday and the Sunday before that. You tell yourself you're busy, but deep down you know the truth. You're addicted to comfort, terrified of the pain required to become who you were born to be. Your potential is a ghost haunting you in quiet moments, whispering about the business you didn't start, the body you didn't build, the person you didn't become. Alex, this is your life on autopilot, and it's killing the warrior inside you. Every snooze button is a small death. Every scroll is a surrender. Every excuse is a gravestone marking where your dreams went to die. But what if there was a way to stop negotiating with weakness and start executing like your life depends on it? Because it does. One rain-soaked evening, buried in a used bookstore, you crack open a dusty copy of the Book of Five Rings. Miyamoto Musashi stares back. 17th century ronin, undefeated in 61 duels, painter, sculptor, philosopher. But here's what no one tells you. Musashi wasn't born a legend. He was an orphan street fighter who forged himself through solitary hell. At 13, he killed a man in single combat. Not in a movie, not in a metaphor. He ended a life while most kids today can't handle a difficult conversation. By 29, he'd faced death so often, he wrote, "The way of the warrior is the resolute acceptance of death." He didn't post about it on social media. He didn't wait for motivation. He showed up when showing up meant potentially dying. In those pages, he doesn't teach sword strokes. He reveals a system to eliminate weakness by turning every habit into a duel you must win. Every morning you choose, execute or surrender. Every craving is an opponent drawing steel. Every excuse is a blade aimed at your throat. Musashi understood what modern self-help will never tell you. Transformation isn't about feeling good. It's about becoming unbreakable through controlled violence against your weakness. You feel the pages burn your fingers. For the first time, a master speaks directly to the coward in you, demanding you pick up the blade or die average. Not die physically, die in spirit, becoming one of the walking corpses who shuffle through life accumulating regrets instead of victories. Musashi offers no sympathy, no gentle guidance, no be kind to yourself platitudes. Just a simple challenge. Will you face yourself with the same intensity he faced armed opponents? Or will you keep pretending tomorrow will magically be different? Musashi commands, obey before you understand. Stage 1 is ego death through brutal repetition. You choose one bad habit, doom scrolling, and replace it with one disciplined action. 100 push-ups every morning, no excuses. Not when you feel like it. Not when you have time. The second your feet hit the floor. A Tokyo University study on motor cortex plasticity from 2021 proves it takes 300 to 1,000 deliberate repetitions to overwrite a neural pathway. Your brain is wired for scrolling, for comfort, for the dopamine hit of doing nothing. That wiring took years to build. You're not going to Instagram story your way out of it. You don't think, you don't negotiate. You drop and give 100 the second your feet hit the floor. Day 1 feels heroic. Day 2, your chest aches. Day 3, your arms scream, your mind begs for the phone, inventing brilliant reasons why today should be the exception. You obey anyway. Day 7, you hate Musashi, hate this system, hate the burning in your shoulders, but you continue. Day 10, something shifts, the phone loses its gravitational pull. Day 14, the reps feel automatic, your body moving before your mind can protest. Day 21, you realize you've gone 3 weeks without checking your phone first thing, without poisoning your morning with other people's curated lives. But here's what no one tells you. Obedience isn't weakness. It's the forge that melts your excuses into steel. Every motivational speaker tells you to find your why and visualize success. Musashi says shut up and do the reps. Your why doesn't matter when the sword is at your throat. Your visualization is worthless if your body won't move. You are no longer negotiating with the habit. You are executing it like a death sentence. The old neural pathway is sentenced to die, and you are the executioner showing up every morning to carry out the sentence. No judge, no jury, no appeals, just you, the floor, and 100 repetitions of choosing who you will become. Master the drill, or the drill masters you. 99% quit here, trapped as eternal students. They read Musashi post quotes by katanas, yet never swing. The modern lie whispers collect more knowledge than act. You binge podcasts, hoard courses, curate aesthetic vision boards. Anything but the reps. You tell yourself you're preparing, that you need to understand the philosophy more deeply, that you should research the perfect morning routine before starting. Meanwhile, weeks pass, months pass. Your Amazon cart fills with books about discipline while your discipline atrophies. You follow fitness influencers while your body decays. You save motivational videos to a playlist you'll never rewatch. Musashi warned, the teacher is a needle, the disciple a thread. Without threading the needle through your flesh, you remain decorative, not deadly. The needle must pierce. The thread must bleed. Pain is not a side effect of the process, it is the process. But you keep circling, studying the needle from every angle, reading about threading techniques, watching tutorial videos, never actually pushing it through your skin. But here's what no one tells you. Information without incarnation is self-betrayal. Every podcast you finish without acting is a lie you tell yourself. Every course you complete without implementation is a gravestone for potential. You are not a student of the way, you are the way, or you are nothing. Musashi didn't become undefeated by studying swordsmanship. He became undefeated by showing up to 61 duels. How many duels have you shown up to this month? Now you serve duel masters, Musashi and your chosen habit. Stage 2 introduces the contradiction protocol. You don't avoid the trigger, you weaponize it. You scroll, you immediately do 20 burpees. You crave sugar, you drink water and journal the craving for 60 seconds, describing its texture, its desperation, its lies. Contradictions collide. Comfort versus pain, distraction versus presence, the easy path versus the path that builds you into someone formidable. A Harvard neuroplasticity trial from 2019 scanning 200 monks revealed that deliberate contradiction exposure triples prefrontal cortex density in 21 days. Your brain literally grows stronger regions responsible for self-control, decision-making, and emotional regulation. You are not suppressing the habit, you are inviting it to the dojo and defeating it in open combat. The craving comes. Good. Drop for burpees. The urge to scroll hits during lunch. Perfect. Close the phone, open the journal, describe the sensation without judgment. Tingling in fingers, restlessness in chest, mind offering bargains, just 5 minutes, just one quick check. Musashi writes in Strategy, perceive universal principles through the one thing. The one thing is controlled breaking. You break the habit by breaking yourself against it until only truth remains. You're not building willpower, you're building a new identity. The old you negotiated with cravings. The new you uses cravings as training opportunities. Week 3, something remarkable happens. The craving arrives, and before your conscious mind registers it, your body is already moving into burpees. The neural pathway from trigger to response has been rewired. The habit tried to pull you into scrolling. Instead, it pushed you into strength. Week 5, the cravings weaken. Not gone, but quieter, less demanding, like an opponent who's learned you always strike back. Your prefrontal cortex, strengthened by thousands of micro-decisions to choose pain over comfort, now dominates the limbic system's childish demands for instant gratification. You emerge lighter, sharper, dangerous. Coworkers notice something changed but can't name it. You move differently, speak differently. The desperation is gone. You've stopped seeking, you've become. And the habit, it's still there lurking, but now it's the one that's afraid. Formless response. The habit attacks unpredictably. 3 a.m. craving, layoff, stress, breakup, grief. Life doesn't care about your morning routine. It swings at you from blindsides, tests you when you're weakest, strikes when you think you've won. You no longer react with apps or willpower. You flow like water around the blade. 3 opponents strike at once. Your boss dumps a Friday 5 p.m. deadline that ruins your weekend. Your ex texts after 3 months of silence, reopening wounds. The fridge glows at midnight, promising comfort through ice cream and cold pizza. Old you would collapse into Netflix and ice cream, maybe add some whiskey, definitely wake up tomorrow with regret layered on hangover. Old you would call it self-care while actually practicing self-destruction. Old you would post about mental health while actively destroying mental health. New you breathes, 4 seconds in, 7 seconds hold, 8 seconds out, dropping into the parasympathetic nervous system. You journal the trigger in 30 seconds. Boss disrespects boundaries, ex manipulates, sugar calls, all 3 want me weak. Then you execute the replacement ritual without thought. 50 push-ups, cold shower, meal prep for tomorrow, phone in another room. A 2023 Oxford Field study tracked 500 executives. Those who reached formless response cut relapse rates by 87%. The difference? They stopped thinking about discipline and started embodying it. Muscle memory replaced mental negotiation. Their bodies knew what to do before their minds could sabotage them. Musashi faced 60 men who wanted him dead. You face cravings that want you mediocre. Each one is an assassin hired by your past self to kill your future. Each one promises that surrender is sweeter than victory. Each one lies. You win, not through force but through form, not through grinding but through flowing. The habit throws its best punch, deadline, breakup text, craving, and you're already moving, already responding, already 3 steps ahead. The habit lies broken at your feet and you step over it without looking back. Tomorrow it will rise again. So will you. That's the dance. That's mastery. Your presence now scares people. Coworkers flinch when you enter a room. No phone, no small talk, just calm lethality. You don't check notifications during meetings. You don't laugh at jokes that aren't funny. You don't pretend to care about topics that waste everyone's time. Your attention is a spotlight, and most people have learned to live in shadows. Friends joke you're intense, but their eyes betray envy and fear. They watch you order water while they order their 3rd beer. They see you leave the party early while they stay late, accomplishing nothing. They notice your body changing, your bank account growing, your side project launching, and it forces them to confront the gap between their words and their actions. Your energy demands they confront their own mediocrity. Just by existing in your discipline, you become a mirror reflecting their excuses back at them. They claim they'd work out if they had time, but you have the same 24 hours. They say they'd start a business if they had money, but you started with less. They explain why their situation is different, special, more complicated, but you just show up and execute. Musashi wrote, "When you face an enemy, make him see his death." Your discipline is that enemy to their excuses. But here's what no one tells you. Discomfort is proof you're on the path. Their resistance confirms you're becoming dangerous. Let them run. You walk with ghosts of legends. This is not just habits, it's mastery of life itself. The system scales to anything you're weak at, anything you've been avoiding, anything you know would transform you if you actually did it. Guitar. Replace 30 minutes of YouTube tabs with 300 deliberate repetitions of one chord transition. Not the fun part, the hard part, the part that makes your fingers ache and your ego scream. That's where skill lives, in the valley of repetition that everyone wants to skip. Code. Swap Stack Overflow searches with 1,000 lines written from memory. Stop Googling syntax every 2 minutes. Burn the patterns into your brain through the only fire that works. Repetition until it hurts, then repetition after it stops hurting. Business. Trade networking events for 100 cold emails drafted in flow state. Stop hiding behind building relationships when you're really avoiding rejection. Face the rejection. Let it sharpen you. Musashi didn't make friends with his opponents. He defeated them, then learned from the encounter. Sales. Replace 1 hour of research with 50 cold calls made without script, without safety net, just you and the fear and the phone. Writing. Swap editing old work with 2,000 new words written without backspacing, without perfectionism, just raw output that you'll refine later. Musashi's system scales. Pick the weakness, obey the rep, break with contradiction, respond formless. The dojo is everywhere. Your bedroom is a dojo. Your kitchen is a dojo. Your inbox is a dojo. Every moment is training or surrender. Look in the mirror, coward. You will fail tomorrow. You will bargain, justify, collapse. That is guaranteed. What is not guaranteed is whether you rise after the 47th failure with the same fire as the first. You'll wake up and negotiate. You'll say today is different because you slept poorly, because it's raining, because it's Monday, because it's Friday, because Mercury is in retrograde or some other astrological excuse. You'll find brilliantly creative reasons why this one time doesn't count, why you deserve a break, why being kind to yourself means letting yourself off the hook. Musashi lost his parents, his name, his home, yet never himself.
He wandered Japan as a homeless ronin, challenged to duels by people who wanted to make their reputation by killing him. He lived in caves. He painted with dirt. He wrote his masterpiece in a cave weeks before dying, alone, undefeated, legendary. You have Wi-Fi and still whine. You have running water, electricity, grocery stores, heated homes, and you can't do 100 push-ups because you're tired. You live in more luxury than emperors of old, with more opportunity than 99% of humans who ever lived, and you spend it scrolling through strangers' vacation photos. There are no shortcuts, no biohacks, no one weird trick. Only the blade, the reps, and the grave waiting for quitters. You want to eliminate bad habits. Then eliminate the part of you that negotiates with weakness. Burn it. Scatter the ashes. Conduct a funeral for the person who makes excuses. Or admit you love your chains more than your freedom. Admit comfort is your god. Admit you'd rather die slow than live dangerously. That's fine, just stop lying about it. Stop pretending you'll change tomorrow when you won't even change today. Musashi died undefeated. His writings studied 400 years later. He created art that hangs in museums. He wrote books that guide warriors across centuries. He became immortal not through comfort, but through relentless confrontation with his own weakness. Your legacy begins today, not tomorrow, not Monday, not January 1st. Today, with whatever time remains in this day, with whatever strength remains in your body. An Oxford longitudinal study from 2024 tracking 1,200 habit breakers over 5 years proved one system cuts relapse 91%. Name the habit you will execute, specific, measurable. Not get healthy but 100 push-ups immediately upon waking. Not be more productive but write 500 words before checking email. Choose one replacement action, 100 reps minimum. The action must be uncomfortable. If it's easy, It won't rewire you. The resistance is the medicine. Obey instantly for 21 days. No negotiation. No thinking. No deciding. No weighing pros and cons. Feet hit floor. Push-ups begin. That's the algorithm. Invite contradiction. Trigger plus ritual every time. Craving hits. Replacement activates. Make the craving your alarm clock for discipline. Train your brain that pain follows seeking comfort. Journal nightly. What broke, what held. 3 sentences. Where did I almost fail? Where did I stay strong? What will I do differently tomorrow? No essays. No therapy. Just data. Test weekly. Simulate chaos. Respond formless. Friday night. Friends call for drinks. Boss dumps weekend work. Relationship stress hits. How do you respond? The test isn't pass or fail. It's information about where you're still weak. Print this. Tape it above your bed. Tomorrow you duel. And the day after. And the day after. Until dueling becomes breathing. Until discipline becomes identity. Until you are undefeated. Comment your first bad habit you're eliminating and the replacement action you're obeying tomorrow. Declare it publicly. Let Musashi witness your vow. Not a wish. Not a goal. A war declaration against the weakest version of yourself. Write it where everyone can see. Because private promises die in darkness, but public vows create accountability that burns.